Have you heard about Anchor? Well, it's one of the easiest ways to create a podcast. Not only is it 100% free, but it has a variety of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or a computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast to other sites such as Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many others for you. And Anchor even allows you to make money from your podcast without a required minimum listenership. So, whether you've been in the podcasting game for a long time or you're completely new to it, Anchor is so user friendly that it's basically your one stop shop for making a podcast. So, what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
You're listening to First Fossil. Because sometimes you simply need someone to help you take that first fossil.
Hello and welcome to First Fossil, a show where we learn together how to take that first fossil toward becoming the best versions of ourselves. My name is Candace Olushala, and today I wanted to announce that I'm going to take a short hiatus from releasing First Fossil episodes. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to focus on rebranding and going through the rebranding process that I've been telling you guys about. I have had so much fun doing this process. You have no idea. And learning what it means to brand myself has been something I haven't fully understood. But now that I'm intentionally going through the process with my social media branding coach, I'm starting to fully grasp the weight of that and what it entails. And so I just want to do it well. And I feel like if I have a little break, I can come back stronger, more confident in what I'm trying to emulate into the world. And so I am just super pumped about this. And I'm excited to see how this will not only start, how I launch it, but I'm super excited to also see how it evolves over the next few weeks, months, to even years. So I started last year podcasting, and I really decided to do podcasting because, well, I know how to press record and then I know how to press stop recording. That that's the easy part. You know what I'm saying? I don't know all the little lingos for cameras. I don't know nothing about no aperture, focus, lighting, nothing. I knew GarageBand and I knew how to press record, press stop recording, little snip snip, splice, put it together, and release. That I had the skills to do. Outside of that, huh, we was going to have to seek help from the Lord. So I also used that as a means to figure out my presence in the world when it comes to showcasing me and letting people kind of hear how I speak, hear how I relate to others, hear how I relate to you as the listeners, hear how I just relate to the world around me and how I see it through my lens. So I went through 2020 doing that, figuring out how I want to sound. So that way, when I was actually ready to build a team, I could articulate exactly what I wanted. And so 2021 hit, and I realized that there was a shift in what I was doing. And I realized it was time to build the team, pass on, delegate responsibilities. And I knew how to explain what I was looking for, at least from a podcasting perspective, and bringing on this social media marketing coach has really helped me fine tune what I'm actually wanting to do and realizing that I am the brand. So that's been a mind shift change for me. And it's also been a exciting and humbling experience to go through as well. So I'm starting to accept the transformation of where this is going. And I am enjoying where God is taking me. I can feel Him pushing me in a direction that I've always wanted to go in. But now I I see how things are speeding up. So I just want to make sure I'm running with God where he's taking me. And I want to do that well. And now that I'm confident in myself to do that, I can take it on by the horns and not be afraid to go through this. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of my patrons, mis first pasitos. You guys have been fantastico. Really, I cannot thank you guys enough for being on this journey with me since day one of last year. And you guys have supported me so much since my launch. I'm truly thankful to you guys. I also wanted to thank my immediate family, mom, dad, Kevin, Kellan, my sister-in-law, Lee. You guys, man, y'all have gone through all of my questions. You have allowed me to pick your brains, ask your advice, pray with you guys, and ask for prayers over this process. And I'm thankful that you guys support me and believe in what I'm embarking on. So I just had to say that publicly. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I also want to thank my cousin Delaverne. Girl, Del, you have seen me go through my breakthrough from not having a lot of confidence in myself to breaking the chains and being released into the freedom to receive all that God has placed in my life. And so I just wanted to thank you for always going on that journey with me, especially since last year. And I'm thankful to you for how you redecorated my living room, because now my living room is popping. I can record videos and make them look different. And I'm learning how to do these things. And, just feel confident in the presentation of what I'm recording, how it sounds, how it looks, how I, glam myself up and just be myself. So thank you for being more than a cousin, but my sister and best friend as well in this process. And lastly, I just want to thank all of you guys as my listeners. I love you guys so much. The feedback that I've gotten this year has been so overwhelming that I don't know what I would do without you guys just speaking back to me. I feel like I'm in conversation with you guys all the time, and I'm learning more about you guys. I'm learning more about who you are, what you're wanting, what you're asking from me. And that's all being poured into this rebranding process. And so you guys are in mind, and I want to do this well. So thank you for being with me in my baby steps. And I feel like I'm taking a real, honest first basso. I know last year I said that launching the podcast was my first basso, but I realized this has been a lot of baby steps to really get my toes wiggling and my feet moving to take this true push and step out in faith that I can do this. So thank you guys for taking all the little baby steps with me. And I hope that what comes out on the other side of this little process after the hiatus, you really, really like. So for today's topic, I actually wanted to talk on a topic that's a little sad. It's more than a little sad. It's actually quite sad. But I wanted to speak on the topic of grief because I recently lost my late uncle, Senior Pastor Dr. Edward Olutelemi Olushala. He was based out of South Africa, and he passed away unexpectedly on Friday, July 9th, 2021. He is someone that has believed in me since I was a little girl. He's always spoken into me. He would share the things that he and God were speaking about me on, and the dreams and visions that God has shown him about me and my future. We were always in contact. He would call me. He treated me like his own daughter, and I miss him so much. And I'm currently going through that grieving process, and I don't know how long I'm going to go through it, especially with someone who was literally my second dad. But I wanted to talk on that today because I know a lot of people, especially since the start of the pandemic, have had a very hard time losing people unexpectedly, whether that was through death, whether it was through divorce, whether it was through breakups, whether it was through losing a pet. There have been things that have been dying throughout the pandemic, and a lot of it has been gut-wrenching to go through. So I don't have anything written. I just want to speak from my heart what I know I'm going through and what my advice would be for others going through the same thing. So one part of my grieving process has been denial. I have denied over and over and over again that it couldn't possibly be true, that my fun loving, intelligent, God fearing, amazing uncle is gone. I watch my first cousins, who were literally like my siblings, his children, as they post videos of him, and I watch them and I go through his Facebook page and I read things that he'd been posting for years. I just can't believe that he's gone. I can't believe that I can't text him on WhatsApp and share with him something on my heart. I can't believe I can't call him. I can't believe he won't be at my wedding in the future. And that's something that for the last 10 years, he's been saying how much he can't wait to see me get married. And he will be sleeping when that happens. And so denial has been a huge part of my grieving process these last couple weeks. I don't know what to do with the denial because it comes in waves. One moment I receive and accept the reality, and the next moment I go, nah, that that didn't happen. He didn't die. He didn't die. He's fine. Another part that I've gone through is dealing with my anger. Not angry with God, but I'm angry with Uncle because of things like telling me he was going to be at my wedding one day. And he promised me that, and I believed it. I wanted him there. In fact, I have always said, if Uncle Eddie is not ready, the ceremony's not starting. If Uncle Eddie can't get a visa, we're changing the date. Like, I wanted him there because that's how important he was to me and still is to me. Something else I'm going through is dealing with just surprise attacks of weeping. I don't know when it hits. I don't predict how long I will cry or how hard I will cry. And it frustrates me when it happens because I could be at work and talking with a patient on the phone, and all of a sudden I feel this overwhelming need to just burst out in tears, and I have to hold it together until I hang up the phone, and then I have to step away and I have to cry and cry and cry and cry. Or I'll call my mom or my dad and I will tear up. I don't like those moments because I don't know when they're coming. And that sucks. I also I'm also going through moments of joy. Joy, excitement, and hope, which sounds very odd, but as someone who believes in the God Almighty and knowing that He is someone that was so close to God, I don't know anyone else closer walking this earth or who has walked this earth other than Jesus Himself. But Uncle Eddie was so close to the Lord. Their relationship was so profound to me that I have absolutely no fear when it comes to seeing him again. I know that he's sleeping and he's not suffering anymore. He's not tired, because he's older. I know as you get older, you get tired and, things that are weary on your heart can be overwhelming sometimes. And I am glad that he's not suffering in any way, shape, or form. And I'm so thankful that I had the relationship that I had with him. And I'm glad that I was always telling him how much I loved him. And he was always telling me how much he loved me. And I don't have to doubt that the love was there. And I'm excited to see the dreams and visions God showed him about me that he told me about. I can't wait to see those unfold because those dreams and visions will be different this time. It'll be bittersweet when I realize, oh my goodness, that's what Uncle Eddie said would happen. That's exactly what God told Uncle Eddie would happen. And here I am. I'll cherish those moments and I'm eager to see them because it'll give me something to hold on to in relation to Uncle Eddie and how special he was to me and how much his relationship with God speaks to me in ways that help me draw closer to the Lord as well. And then, of course, I'm going through just taking things one day at a time, one moment at a time. Paso a paso, step by step. Realizing that grief looks different for everybody. My brothers are grieving differently from me and from each other. My parents are grieving differently. And there's no cookie cutter way to go through grief. There's no timeline for how long you should be grieving, but it's real. And so, from my perspective of what I'm currently going through, I want to share my advice on how to go through the loss of something special. and or unexpected. 1, lean into it a little. And if you can, lean in a little more. Just thinking about what you lost, especially if it meant a lot to you. Leaning into the reality of what's happened and embracing the positivity that you can remember. Or maybe this might sound really mean or morbid or kind of odd, but embracing the relief that you have that something is gone. Because just because something is gone doesn't mean that you miss it in a positive way. Maybe the loss was a means of you to finally breathe. Lean into the reality of that and don't feel guilty for that. Lean into the emotions that come with it as well. The excitement, the happiness. Don't feel guilty for those moments. The anger, the frustration. Don't feel guilty for those moments either. It's all part of the process. Don't feel guilty if you feel numb or if you don't have words or if you don't want to talk about it. I suggest writing a tribute, a memory, something you don't ever want to forget. Write it out. Put it in a journal and post it on social media, whatever makes you feel like you've done exactly what needed to happen. Do that. And most importantly, take whatever time you need. I can't tell you if you're going to not have any emotions attached to this. And I can't tell you if you're going to be crying 10 years from now, just at the mention of someone's name. But take your time because the time is yours. And it's okay if your time is different from the person next to you going through the same loss. It's just as much yours as theirs is theirs. So, to Uncle Eddie, I love you. I thank you. And I can't wait to share with you when I get to heaven, whenever Jesus comes back, all the things that I did after you were gone. Because I know God had already shown them to you, and I just can't wait to express what it felt like to finally step into those realities. Starting with this Basso and rebranding. So, what are your thoughts on grieving? Do you grieve well? Have you ever needed to grieve? When was the last time you grieved? Over who? Over what? Are you still grieving? Share those with me. You can email me at hola@firstpaso.com. You can text me 859-800-3396. You can message me on social media at First Paso. Or if you know me personally, you can reach out and call me and text me and we'll talk. Thanks for those who have also checked in on me and my family while we're grieving Uncle Eddie's loss. I'm feeling helpless that I can't be with my cousins in South Africa as they are preparing the memorial service and the burial of their dad. And South Africa is under another lockdown because the Delta strain is rampant there. And that adds another layer of complications for them. So here's my little PSA to everyone. Please get vaccinated. Please stay safe. Please be considerate of others. If you choose not to get vaccinated, at least wear a mask. If you're feeling even a scratch in your throat, please, please distance yourself from people. Don't take it lightly. From a public health perspective, this could be around for a long time if we don't think beyond ourselves and think of people who have other ailments that can be really affected if we're not considering each other. Because we're losing people to COVID, we're losing people to heart attacks and cancer and other things, and COVID can complicate things, or because we're not fully being able to travel everywhere like we would like to and see our loved ones. When someone passes, regardless of why they pass, it's making it hard to even attend their funerals and say our proper goodbyes. And so think beyond the now, and hopefully we can get to a new normal that allows us to be close again. So until next time, when I'm ready to come out of this little hiatus, and it won't be for more than a month or so. I love you guys. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.